I strongly feel few things, that youth is synonymous to construction, creativity, making new things, innovations. Youth is also synonymous to energy, power, change. And therefore I always say that youth need not to look for leaders and heroes outside. Every young person, you, my dear friends, are the real heroes. Because you think constructively, you wanted to change the things in favor of society, so you are a hero. Youth is also the commonwealth to the entire humanity. It is not just for yourself or for any organization. If you think that somebody else will build the nation, if you think that somebody else will bring betterment in the society and save humanity, you are wrong. You are the one who will do it, who can do it. Secondly, we should not forget that in the history, no change was possible, change for betterment I mean, was never possible without the energy and contribution of young people. So in your own role, you can prove yourself, that legacy, that you are the builders of New India. One cannot imagine a new India without new ideas, new skills, new passion, and that is you. I remember when we were organizing a very special session in the United Nations back in 2006 or 7, and what we called Class of 2015. We invited a number of people, but definitely a large number of presidents, prime ministers, kings and queens, heads of UN agencies, but also present there. And then the most sparking, luminous moment was when a tiny child, 10-year-old Devli, reached on the stage. She looked here and there, and then she narrated a story of herself. She said that how her grandparents have been trafficked and enslaved. Then her parents were born and grew up there, and then the third generation was born as slave, working in stone mining, stone quarries. Devli started her work for collecting muds or small pieces of stones at the age of 5 or 6. Somehow we liberated her. So she said that after my liberation, my freedom, I was taken to Mukti Ashram and then Bal Ashram, and I studied there. These are our rehabilitation centers for the freed children. She was so energetic, so dynamic, and so compassionate for other children. After her return to her village, she had a commitment for herself that no child would be left behind. No child would be working as child laborers. Every child would be working as a student, because that is the best place to work. So every child would be attending school. But there was no school. And there was no student. Somehow Devli was able to find a young man who just completed 12th grade and requested her, could you please come and teach all our children, all children of this community? He agreed, he was inspired. And then a school was opened. All 30 or 32 children were attending schools. Devli stood up on the dais with high hat and challenged the world leaders and asked that if I can do this much, making my village, my community child labor free and ensuring education for every child, why can't you do it? It was the time when the international community was reviewing the Millennium Development Goals, where the goal number 2 was education for all by 2015. So it was halfway. I tell you, my dear friends, that everybody was so emotional, so much inspired, that it was for the first time when the world leaders on the spot committed $450 million for education of children in African countries and some other developing countries. That was the power of a young person. That was the power of morality. That was the voice of morality, which can never be ignored. There is a Devli inside each one of you. When you feel that you are not just born for yourself, for your own career and earning money, you can become Devli. Then you will have that moral courage to challenge anyone, anywhere in the world. But that was not simply the challenge. It was constructing an entire generation, building an entire generation which is educated, which is not left behind. If large number of children are left behind, then how can you think of building a nation or building a community or building a world which is safe and free and sustainable?